Rod?
I'm a Sun Devil, man!
The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown! Great play.
That's a late Trapezoid. Trying to center off to Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored!
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it. Wow!
Edwards pulls up and buries the flag.
Richardson tries, out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Daniels takes his shot for Darby.
What is up, my peeps? Welcome into Friday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratunito at Diablo00 on, there we go, Pat's friend. The good old X, the artist formerly known as, you know it, the Twitter. Yes. See this show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also, the good old IG, as you Pitchfork Lunchers know. You can go to michael.caratunito.5 on the good old Instagram and check the show out there. Leave some comments. Hit me up in the comments. Because today, I think I might. I look forward to comments today. So please, if you feel the urge and you can, hit me up with comments. But yes, on IG, Michael.Caratunito.5. Also, the YouTube channel, guys. You can watch live on YouTube, as you guys all know. But you can go there, watch live, and subscribe to the channel as again, any conversation / interviews you miss, and you have missed a plethora of phenomenal interviews through the best words in the English language right there. And when you can use them, again, properly, it's awesome. But nonetheless, you can go to YouTube and you can binge watch Pitchfork Lunch, guys. Get in depth with Sun Devil Nation as I bring you around it, into it. Again, being out at practices, games, but talking to coaches, talking to players. And it's again, very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. And you can get all caught up. And, again, coaches, players, insiders, voices, alum. It's just, again, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Caratunito, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. And, guys, subscribe. Like I said, as you can get all caught up there. Also, I know you guys watching most of you know this, but spread it along to your friends that aren't able to watch or aren't headed out of work early on a Friday. You can listen to Pitchfork Lunch as we are a part of the greatest internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com, right? Click listen live, right? And it'll open up, and then bam. All you have to do is hit click listen live, hit play, Pitchfork Lunch, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. We have it rocking. Casual E, again, inviting Pitchfork Lunch to be a part of the Casual Sports Radio Network family. Just, again, absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, you can listen live, and it is awesome. But when you're there at the KSRN website, subscribe to their socials, because we want to talk about comprehensive coverage of the Suns. What's going to happen at the trade deadline? Bradley Beal probably not going anywhere unless they trade for Jimmy Butler. But again, it could happen and won't happen, and not enough to happen. Who knows? But Casual E has got you covered with the Suns, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, the Mercury, and now Sun Devil content all over the Casual Sports Radio Network. So Casual E has you hooked up. But yeah, subscribe to their socials on the artists on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, the IG, everything. Just subscribe and be all caught up with them. But again, you can listen to Pitchfork Lunch Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Again, go to www.ksrnaz.com, click listen live, bam, hit play. And then again, if you're driving, as you guys know, I remind you every day, yes, I want you to watch. Don't watch and drive. Pay attention to the road. You're smart. You're Sun Devils. I know you will. But yeah, you're meeting somebody for lunch. You can listen, stream it through your Bluetooth. Again, www.ksrnaz.com. And then when you get there, you can still keep listening, or you guys can watch. If you're at your desk, you got to work through it. If you're sitting close to somebody that roots for that school down south, and it is hate, it is hate week. The only time I use that word, because I know a lot of you Sun Devils know the shirt, the H, with the school down south symbol, TE, hate week. Yes. As 11 a.m. tomorrow, Desert Financial will be rocking. And please, if you have Sun Devil tickets, like I always say, and it's not even about begging, do not sell them to Arizona fans. We need a home court advantage, because they do not sell theirs to ASU fans, winning or not. Again, well, nonetheless, that's my PSA. Don't do that. But yeah, you can listen, and then when you get to lunch, bam, somebody around you, like that school down south, turn it up, because I'm sure they'll be carrying on about basketball. And yes, it is basketball season, so you can carry on. Just at least football season's over. So that being said, yeah. So again, www.ksrnaz.com and check it out. But yes, like I said, guys, it is hate week. Well, it's been a hate few days, I guess you could say, because they did have Colorado. Again, just different when they were in the Pac-12, because when you played your rival school, they might play a Thursday, Saturday, and then have a game the next Saturday, and Arizona would do the same, have a game the next Saturday against that school down south. So that being said, it's one of those things where if you whatever, you're a house divided, not whatever, you're not talking to the other person, saying much, except for a little trash talk banter, which is always good. But yeah, I mean, and I talked about it with Kyle Dottie before the Colorado game, saying that just the difference of, and again, most of these players, they play rivalry games. Well, freshmen obviously in high school, but I mean in college, the ones that have, like I said, a lot of times it's just a transfer. Well, I mean, it being in the transfer portal, but yeah, you kind of have that like space between like your last game, little build up rivalry game, and the game obviously being played. But yeah, I mean, for the Sun Devils, it is one of those things where when the first one here in Tempe, big fan of that, guys, as you all know. Big fan of that. And again, hit me up in the comments. Again, if you're on watching on YouTube, hit comments there. Obviously, on Instagram, feel free, Michael.Carrotino.5. But yeah, hit me up. What do you think of this cool memories of this matchup? And again, I've been around this game for a few minutes, as they like to say. But yeah, throughout the years, and it's again always and for the longest time, I mean, under Lute Olson, may he rest in peace. For the longest time, guys, it was one of those things where Arizona, when they came up here, like it was just, it was like 70% or 65%, uh, Arizona fans and ASU fans, but upset them. And as Bobby Hurley got here, they started doing certain things with tickets and all that good stuff. So, I mean, it's it's one of those things, guys, where when you look at it, I mean, it was frustrating if you're a Sun Devil, put it that way. Extremely frustrating if you were a Sun Devil, just due to the fact that, you came in and you're trying to, you hear that chant for that other school, and it would drown out the arena, which again, not cool. But the and I mean, Arizona coming off obviously that big win against Iowa State in overtime, upsetting number 3. It's look, it'll be electric, say one of those things, to say the least. But when you look at them coming off that win against Iowa State for the team down south, that's huge. I mean, number 3 in the country, and obviously they got out of here with a victory. But again, I said you're welcome to quite a few of those fans, because I'm like, Arizona wore them down. And I mean, they're second in the Big 12 right now. They're 8-1, and they're only lost to Texas Tech. Arizona's only loss is to Texas Tech, who is 7-2 in conference play, 16-4 overall. Arizona is 8-1 in conference play, and like I said, they only one loss to the Red Raiders, and they are 14-6 overall. So, but for ASU, you look at them; they are 3-6 in conference play, and I mean they're one of 3 teams. But then they have 3 teams above them that are 4-5. So I mean, you can you go to 4-6, 3 teams above you lose. You can jump in the Big 12 rankings, and that would be obviously a very. I know Devils, I know Sun Devil fans. It pains me to say this, but this to overstate the obvious, and we know it, which again would be a very quality win. And that's yeah. But when you look how these teams, I'll get a little bit later to how these teams match up, obviously numbers wise. Overall, but Arizona, I mean, offensively is top 5 in points differential, field goal percentage, and points per game. Defensively, they're top 5 in rebounds, and ASU is actually top 5 in, go figure, block shots. And we'll see if Jaden Quaintance will be back. We'll see BJ Freeman. Again, he got banged up in that Colorado game early on, wasn't able to come back. But again, a few extra days, getting a little R&R. That will be huge. But yeah, ASU is number 2 in the conference in blocks at 5.2 per game, and only Houston is ahead of them, and by an eyelash at 5.4. So, and even Sean Phillips Jr. again. I mean, Jaden Quaintance out, Sean Phillips Jr. had, but at 5 blocks. There you go, 5 blocks against Colorado. So, look, we'll get into that. That is again, it is. I know you can't sense my just passion being fired up. I know you can't sense that whatsoever at all, because this game, again, basketball, football, it doesn't matter, any sport, since I've been a student here. Yes, since I've been a student here, it's one of those things where, big fan of beating that school down south, and just, again, the rivalry games, the matchups. But yeah, especially in hoops, because again, and look, it's not all rainbows and unicorns, right? Homer show or not, Pitchfork Lunchers, ASU's was on the short end of the stick for a very long time. Getting spot wins here and there, but consistently just not being able to get those wins. And that's the again the not so fun part to say the least, because yeah, we've been there. But also going on, men's tennis is 3-2 to start this early season, by the way. So far they've played at the Whiteman Tennis Center, and they beat LMU on the 16th, 7-0, and then they turned around and beat New Mexico State later on that day, 6-1. They went to the Wheeler Indoor Tennis Center in Austin, Texas, to take on number 1 Texas, and they lost 6-1. Then they turned around and they beat Nebraska 4-2, the ITA kickoff weekend last weekend. Yeah, and they beat Nebraska 4-2 in Lexington, Kentucky. Then they took on number 12 Kentucky, and they lost 4-0. They are returning to the Whiteman Tennis Center, and again, I look forward to having Coach Harris on soon. Very soon, and getting out to more tennis, guys, because again, they have a hell of a roster, to say the least. News and notes part of this, and hell of a roster, and also as well as they did last year. But yeah, getting out to more here on Pitchfork Lunch. So yes, they have Pepperdine on February 6th, and then February 7th. It starts at 9 a.m. Friday, February 7th, guys. 9 a.m. if you want to get some early morning tennis. They will be taking on the Harvard of the Pines, as I've been told it's been called for years, NAU, at the Whiteman Tennis Center on September 7th. And then also at 4 p.m., it's doubleheader day, they'll take on DePaul. And then on Sunday, February 9th, they go up to Salt Lake City to take on Utah. So, again, just a little bit of what's coming up for men's tennis. Also, for women's tennis, they are – I was like, nope. So, women's tennis, they are in action as well, as they've started. They're 2-2 so far. So they took on LMU on Saturday, January 18th, here at the Whiteman Tennis Center. They beat them 7-0. Then they took on UC San Diego same day, and they beat UC San Diego 6-1. Then they turned around and went to the ITA kickoff weekend in Chapel Hill, home of the North Carolina, UNC. They took on Wisconsin, and they lost 4-2 to Wisconsin. And they took on Alabama, and just got edged out there. I saw the highlights to that, and man, they were right there. But a new head coach, obviously, Coach McInerney, retired after 40 wonderful, phenomenal years as the head coach of the Sun Devils. And again, Graham Rossini actually had to hire a tennis coach, which he probably didn't think he would be doing so fast. But again, it's just that. So Jamia Jackson, who was formerly at Princeton, did a hell of a job there. I look forward to catching up with Coach Jackson soon. But they're 2-2 so far. And this Saturday, tomorrow at noon at the Whiteman Tennis Center. So I know it is hate week, and I'm not asking you to pick or choose. And yes, I will be here at the game, but which starts at 11. But they take on Pepperdine at noon at the tennis center. So, after the hoops game, maybe catch the tail end of it. Go over again, just right across the parking lot to the tennis center and check out women's tennis taking on number 15 Pepperdine, and that starts tomorrow at noon as well. And then next Friday, a week from today, they will be up at an old Pac-12 foe, Oregon in Eugene, and that's at noon. And then Sunday, they'll take on again another former Pac-12 foe as they go to UW, go to Seattle and take on Washington there. And then the 22nd, they are on the road again at USD at 1 p.m. And then they return home, start Big 12 play against Utah February 27th. So again, we'll see what Coach Jackson and his team. But again, they had a very solid season last season, and we'll see again. Coach Jackson, who's had a lot of experience, very, very awesome. And lastly, again, before we step aside and then focus on the wonderful Territorial Cup matchup. Water polo, who is off to a very phenomenal start for Coach Petra Party, another alum coach, and we met her last year on Pitchfork Lunch. And again, I look forward to getting out there and talking with Coach some more. They are 6-1 so far. I know I mentioned that, but so far, they started the season off with the ASU Invitational, and they beat Cal Lutheran, San Diego State, who was number 23 at the time, then number 15 UC Davis, and then Cal Baptist. They swept those four to go to 4-0. Then they went to the Hawaii Invitational, where they were 2-1. They beat Biola University from California, and then they beat LMU 12-11 in double overtime, and then they fell to number 5 Hawaii 14-7. And now they are at 5 p.m. today. They are in La Jolla taking on UC San Diego. At 5 p.m. and UC San Diego, they are 14th in the country. There's also, they're there all today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And unfortunately, I still did not see the, maybe, you know what? There's one spot I didn't look, and I will do that real quick as I'm talking to you. Because I do not know, I didn't see the other schools that are listed for this tournament. Okay. So it's ASU, UC San Diego, UC number 1 UCLA, and Concordia. So those are the 4 schools that are there. I was looking all over ASU stuff. And you know what? When you search in the right spot, you can always find it, Pitchfork Lunchers. I know you guys know that. I know that. Should have been better for the people, to the school down south. Gotta help them out. But yeah, so so ASU is number 7, by the way, in the country. Did I forget to mention that? I think I mentioned it yesterday, or Wednesday, that they're number 7. But nonetheless, number 7 for Coach Party and lost quite a few talented seniors. But Millie Quinn, man, she is off to one hell of a start. I mean, as it's a team. So they're number 7. And then they'll take on UC San Diego 5 o'clock here at the Canyon View Aquatic Center, just so you know. And then tomorrow they'll either take on UCLA or Concordia. Obviously, depends on the results. Winners play the winners, whoever loses plays that. And then Sunday at 2 p.m., they will have there will be another maybe one last match. So they're definitely guaranteed 2 matches, I want to say. But yes, that's how, again. But yeah, so I mean, it is awesome what Coach Party has done, and again, it's when you have a chance. Okay, so they return home first or third, February 9th, next Sunday at 1. So again, it's before the Super Bowl, guys. So 1 o'clock they are taking on, and then UCLA will be here again. So they're number 1 in the country. UCLA will beat in Tempe, former Pac-12 foe, and again, that is just awesome. Awesome. So 1 p.m. next Sunday, and you can check out UCLA, and then they're home for the cross-conference invitational, which they're hosting Saturday, February 15th through the 16th. But it'll be Salem University, Long Island University, Cal State Fullerton, and Iona will be here. So who knew Long Island had water polo? A little freezing there, but you know what? Hey, that's all right. Nonetheless. So, hey, but that's news and notes going on, other stuff. We're going to step aside, guys. When I get back, we are going to crush, talk about crushing that team down south tomorrow. Territorial Cup matchup, fired up, forks up, let's go. But we'll step aside and talk hoops on the other side.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use. Are you good?
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird gang. I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org. This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org. This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for...
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use Ayukin.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those of you listening on the Castle Sports Radio Network, you are listening to the best internet radio station on the web. I am Michael Caracino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter, and so glad you're jumping in here on Pitchfork Lunch. Guys, yes, tomorrow at 11 a.m., I don't know if I told you this. I don't know if you knew. Territorial Cup battle. That team from down south will be at Desert Financial Arena, and we need to be rocking it. So, yes, but again, bear with me for 1 second as you'll hear something, but then you're going to see it because, well, let's just say this is worth seeing, especially during Hate Week, as we like to call it. Hearing it. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so you guys heard that. I know you did, which is awesome. And you're going to see in a second, this is one of my, obviously in recent history, this is very, very awesome as again, Desmond Cambridge Jr., what he did. And again, like they were battling, and this is from February 2023. So the fact that we'll be in February of 2025, odd numbers. Ooh. I know the conspiracy theorist in all of you was just like, or the non-conspiracy theorist in all of you was just like, really? I'm just saying, sometimes things play out with numbers. You know, I mean, they had the number. I mean, for years, heard, numbers don't lie. Now, but then it said, well, stats can be misleading. And again, yes, but in general, scientifically, numbers don't lie. So who knows? Remember the number 23, 23 with Jim Carrey? If any of you ever saw that movie, it's a serious flick of his, but very awesome movie. But February 2023, February 2025. Of course, look, full disclosure, as you guys all know, my Pitchfork Lunchers would love to destroy them. A little tough there. But yes, for those listening on the, and there was a lot of awesome spoofs to this. I think there was Gus Farwell, again, phenomenal, former football alum. There was like an opera thing to it, and again, it was just awesome. And you see Coach Hurley's celebration was, again, absolutely phenomenal. But yes, I want you guys to see it. So those listening, you'll be able to hear. You'll be able to hear. But yes, for those watching, again, we're gonna pop this up because, again, the free throw was made. There was a missed free throw, a made free throw. Arizona's up by 1, and then Des Cambridge. I mean, look, he rolled and nobody was with him. So let's bring this back on this. And look at that. Cambridge, and you're hearing it. 89 to 88, and had the one free throw going in. Guess what? I see the
Desmond Cambridge Jr.
Tommy Lloyd thinking of,
The Sundowns have taken down number 7.
But yeah, they look at the clock.
Here we go. Watch, he rolls. He goes up the floor. Shot up in the air.
Bam!
Forget about the clock. That ball is good.
Look
at Bobby Hurley in the shot.
They gave him space.
Had eyes from the
Lined
time
it up,
he
and that
let
ball
it go.
had Bobby Hurley. He threw his arms up.
They've lost 10 of the last 11 on this floor.
Last one again.
The difference between missing a free throw, too.
One free throw wasn't missed. That would have been headed overtime.
No timeout. Neal inbounds. Desmond Cambridge.
That's it. When you're hearing it.
He got it. He won it. Arizona State.
Yeah, I can't get tired. Yes, I know for the team.
My goodness. Desmond Cambridge Jr. The Sundowns have taken down number 7.
Last inning was good on this first 50.
So here we go. Watch, he rolls. He goes up the floor. Shot up in the air. Forget about the clock. That ball is good. Look at Bobby Hurley in the shot.
And
all right, that had eyes from the time he let it go.
So yeah, just
They've lost 10 of their last 11 on this floor.
Beautiful park. You talk about horse and friction. And just absolutely awesome. So that's the vibe I want to put out there, guys. Yes. But yeah, I mean, look, Tommy Lloyd and the job he's done it now. I mean, with obviously transfer portal and guys, leaving, bringing in, and look, transfer portal. Everybody and for a lot for me, it was like all players see. Sometimes coaches again, something might not be panning out with a player, and they have those conversations like, hey, obviously if you stay, this is where you're going to be because we're looking to do this or compete with this. So, but either way, 46-4. Look, you got to tip your cap. Look, I can despise and not like whatsoever at all that team or that school, but tip your cap, respect to Tommy Lloyd, who again was Mark Few's assistant for a very long time at Gonzaga. We saw how well, obviously, Gonzaga recruited the national power that they've become from the mid 90s. Mid to late 90s. Yeah, mid to late 90s, and just constantly being that team. So, yeah, I mean, Tommy Lloyd, he can coach, he can recruit, and he can coach. So, but I still despise that school, can't stand it, and look for ASU to pound them. So let's get back on those positive vibes, Pitchfork lunches. But hit me up in the comments. What do you think the score is going to be as we look into this? And I'm saying like numbers wise, I mean, like I said, Arizona in the Big 12. They are third, or they're second in points per game, 82.9. Trailing Iowa State, who they just beat with 84.2. So yeah, you look at Arizona again; they're second in points per game. ASU is 10th with 73.4. Okay, they're 10th with 73.4. And they're shooting 35.9% from three. Arizona's shooting 32.6 from three. So, again, let's not find – and this team has done a hell of a job. I mean, not just falling in love with the three, but getting the ball down low, whether it's Acquaintance who can hit that mid-range shot when he's been in go down low. Sean Phillips Jr. playing bully ball. I talked about this with Kyle Todd, guys. When you look and what this team is doing, yes, coming together. And, yeah, B.J. Freeman, obviously a big part of that with the way he's been shooting outside, getting Joe Santana back, that kind of – energy and scoring kick off the bench. Yeah, you definitely love to see. And then Trevor Best. I mean, with this young man, I mean, again, it's just in high school, like Kyle said. I mean, and I've said it too. But before Christmas break, I mean, this he was in high school. So again, a few minutes, defensively come in just to frustrate people, put some pressure on. you're not looking to maybe for you to go crazy and score. And I know that's kind of the other battle. People like, oh, well, we're not looking at him to score. We can sag off him. And again, maybe opens up, hits a few shots, makes him rethink. But nonetheless, I mean, so ASU, like I said, shooting 35.9% from 3.9, 70% from the free throw line, 70.4. All right. Like, don't want to be below 70. And Arizona is at 75.5. So 75%. Got to be careful there. It's a home game. So, if you're going to call it terrible, let's just call it terrible both ways. I'm going to get that out of the way now. That is that. But also my pitchfork lunchers stat wise, when we look at what, that's like I said, points per game. And then field goal percentage, Arizona shooting 48%. From the field. They are fourth in the Big 12. Who's number one? Real odd. The team that was ranked third in the country. And we'll see again after tomorrow what they might be, but Iowa State 49.2. But yeah, Arizona fourth at 48%. And then ASU 12th at 44.5%. Like I said, it's right there. But yes, do you want to? Yes, to overstate the obvious, you want to go up a little bit, but you don't want to be. They're at 44.5%, so about to get to 45%. To me, from the field, I don't want my team below 45% whatsoever at all. So they're 12th in that. And like I said, Arizona's fourth. And then when we look at point differential, Arizona's fourth, plus 13.6 points. Houston's number one, and if you haven't seen Houston play. Yeah, they're pretty good. Iowa State, obviously, very good too, athletic. But Houston, they're plus 20.7 points per game. Iowa State's at 17.2. But yeah, Arizona's fourth at 13.6. And then for ASU in this, they're 12th again, and they're plus 1.7. So you're not minus. You're in the green. That's good. So plus 1.7, and again, we'd like to. Obviously, I know, see it go up, but yeah, rivalry games tend to, and again, when they say they become cliches because they're true, throw the stats out because it's a rivalry game, and yeah, sometimes other teams just more talented and in rivalries, and that's what happens. But that to me, again, very, very, very awesome. As you can do that, and then on the from the defensive side, like I said, ASU is number 2 in blocks at 5.2. Houston's number 1, like you said, at 5.4. Arizona is number 8, and they are at 4.1. So again, averaging one more full block a game than Arizona, but yeah, number 2 in the conference. So you're protecting the rim, protecting the hoops. Like I said, you're getting 5 blocks a game, and that's just that's possessions, keeping hoops out. It's to overstate the obvious. We know very good. And then rebounds. So Arizona's number 2, 39. But yeah, so Arizona, like I was saying there, sorry about that. Arizona, when we look at, points allowed per game, Arizona is 10th, and they're allowing 69.2. And ASU is 13th at 71.6. So, again, defensively, both teams will have their chances, as we see right there. So that's, again, very, very huge for the Devils. And then we also get the points allowed. Houston's point at 55.3. And then rebounds, Arizona's 2 at 39.9. So, yeah, concentrating on the glass. And, again, I know it becomes – people say, wasn't that obvious? But, look, you get into a game, there's certain things you're thinking about. Guess what? Sometimes it's not crazy obvious. But Arizona's number 2, 39.9 rebounds a game. Utah, by an eyelash, had 40 rebounds a game. So, yeah, you talk about crashing the board. So, Arizona's number 2. ASU, Sun Devils, are number 10, 36.1. So, I mean, 3 rebounds less a game. But, like, that's keeping you in the ballpark. So, you get on the boards and you control it. Like, again, huge for the Devils. And then real quick, lastly, when we look at, player stats for points per game, Caleb Love, Arizona, I was going to say, he's 6th in the conference at 15.7 per game. And then, let's see, BJ Freeman is at 12.5 per game for ASU. Again, I know it's only scored 3 points against Colorado, got banged up. More importantly, is he healthy? But he's at 21 at 12.5 a game, tied for 21st. And then Bashir Jihad actually is at 25. He's averaging 12.3 a game. And look, he's been very, obviously, very, very important to what, Coach Hurley's team has done. And also, so that's points per game. And then when we look at, rebounds per game, Jaden Quaintance was 4th in the conference. Is 4th in the conference, 8.5 rebounds per game. And Toby Owaka for Arizona is 7th at 8 rebounds a game. So he is the highest. And then Bashir Jihad, of course, again, 6.2 rebounds per game, which we like to see from the Devils. So, look, they can get on the boards, and you have to make sure you're – easier said than done, I know, guys, to limit them to one shot. But rebound-wise, ASU's right there. And then assist-wise, tops 4 in this matchup. So Jaden Bradley for Arizona is averaging 4 assists a game, and he is 13th in the conference. And then Austin Mason, who, again, having to suck up a lot of minutes, playing so awesome. And touched on that with Kyle the other day, guys. So awesome what Austin Mason is doing. But, yeah, he's averaging 3.5 assists a game, and he's at 17th in the conference. But then you have KJ Lewis and Caleb Love, who are 21 and 22 in the Big 12, 3.2 and 3.3 assists a game even. KJ Lewis at 3.2, Caleb Love. So that's, again, finding open guys, moving the ball, keeping the offense flowing, absolutely huge. And then, like I said, I went over blocks. Jaden Quaintance, number 1 in the conference, 3 blocks a game. So, again, they're going to be careful with him. We'll see if he goes tomorrow. Did a little, digging. And again, why would a coach say anything? Homer or not, he doesn't need to say anything. But he's number 1 in the Big 12. 3 blocks a game. And Henry Visar is at 1.1. He's Arizona's highest. So, look, and even Sean Phillips Jr., Bashir Jihad is 25th, actually, at 0.8 of a block a game. But Sean Phillips, who's that? Again, he has definitely a chance to come on. But Quaintance, number 1 in blocks. So individually, you love that. 3-pointers made. Let's see, the highest one is Caleb Love. He is tied for 7th at 2.5 3-pointers made per game. And then you have Adam Miller at 18, who's at 2 point, tied for 18th. And then his teammate Joe Santana, they're both at 2.1. So, and BJ Freeman's at 1.9, guys. So, look, we're definitely loving that. And then steal leaders, Jaden Bradley for Arizona is 4th in the conference at 2.1 steals per game. But look, it's the Arizona team that, at a conference, we were like, they have that 5-6 game win streak to start Big 12 play. They dropped the game to Texas Tech. They bounced back, and you beat Iowa State, who's number 3. So yeah, I mean, matchups wise, it's there. But yeah, for steals, yeah, Jaden Bradley 2.1 a game. He is 4th, and then Caleb Love is 14th for Arizona at 1.5. KJ Lewis also at 1.5. And then Bashir Jihad is at 1.2. He's ASU's highest steals. So, look, I mean, take care of the ball. As we know, it's not, the obvious. Take care of the ball. But, man, and rebound and play the defense you can. And we'll see how much, do they start pressing early? We've seen the success this press has had, guys. What coach really wants to get done defensively? And again, offensively, past few seasons, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster. You guys have hit me up in the comments. You've watched games. You've seen it. Sometimes it's been good. This year, offensively, started out maybe a little slow, maybe not, where people thought it should start, but it's grown, right? It's totally grown. So anyway, that is going to do it. Devils win the game tomorrow here in Tempe. Homer or not, Pitchfork Lunch. I will never pick that team, but Devils win the game, and I'm going to say it's going to be – I'm going to go 85, 81 Devils. So that is it. Everybody have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. Check out the hoops tomorrow. Again, tennis down here. Again, hit me up on X, artist formerly, or at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter, my IG, Michael.Carrot5, YouTube at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, Season Champ 005, and the Castle Sports Radio Network. So at www.ksrnaz.com. So yes, hashtag our state. Thank you to volleyball, always for Big 12 Champs Volleyball for reminding me that. And yes, you guys know it. Have a phenomenal weekend. I will see you Monday. And as always, you know it. Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blake Baker, Bubba will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great flag.
That's a play. Trying to center off is Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it. Wow.
Edwards pulls off and buries the flag.
Shot for